Good afternoon, everyone on YouTube. This is my review on some of my fantasy movies. Now, I didn't bring a whole lot of my fantasy stuff over here because there's quite a few, and I just didn't feel like going through the whole thing. Dracula Untold. I have seen this movie on the internet, and it is a very unique story detailing how Dracula becomes Dracula. I'm sure many of you saw this already in the theaters when it was out. I badly wanted to go see this in the theaters, but I didn't get a chance to. Very interesting tale about the master vampire and how he sacrifices himself to save his son and everything. And eventually, we cut in after everything's been said and done. Yeah, we're like in the future now, modern day, sort of, present day. And we find Dracula wandering the streets of modern day America. And people say, here we go again, And anyway, I really thought that this was an interesting way to get out Dracula's story. It's called Dracula Untold. Very interesting. I recommend you go out and watch it and buy it. You can get this either on Blu-ray or DVD, depending on what you have. I got this on DVD because at the time, I did not have a Blu-ray player. So, one of my favorite superhero movies, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, Michael Bay made this, and I went in with the opinion that I was going to really absolutely hate it. I came out loving it. Yes, they look a little human-like with their faces, which is kind of not too nice. There was some origin problems I had with this story because typically the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, their original origin story did not start them as lab rats or lab test people. I loved how they did Shredder, though. Shredder's suit was amazing. The Mad Scientist was great. April O'Neil with Megan Fox was great. She did an awesome job. I know a lot of people were mad because she got the part, but she did an awesome job. I can't wait for the next one to come out. The next one ought to be really good. If you get a chance, buy this, but also know that it is just an updated version of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's a new modern twist on the story. It's nothing like the old Suitmation animatronic stuff, that they used in the old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies. Now I have those on disc, and I could have done a review on them, but I chose not to, and they will be included in a review later. Just not right now. Of course, I did include The Labyrinth. This is a really good movie. A lot of puppeteering went in with this. This is a great movie to watch. Same as The Dark Crystal. If you really like dark, gritty stuff, this and The Dark Crystal are awesome to have. There's some singing parts in it. There's a lot of drama. Bowie as the Goblin King, was amazing. One of my favorite movies. And I actually have the soundtrack to that movie, if you believe it. My other favorite movie got introduced into this when I was really young, Masters of the Universe. It's a very different take on Masters of the Universe. Skeletor took over Castle Grayskull. And He-Man and Man-at-Arms and Teela teamed up with the Rebels, basically. It's kind of very reminiscent of Star Wars. This movie was made before there was a Star Wars. So if you look at some of the helmets in the film, they look almost identical to the helmets that were used in the troopers, the stormtroopers. Or I mean not stormtroopers, but the guys, lining the hallway or the Imperial agent troopers, okay? With the black helmet and stuff, okay? Well, these guys, Skeletor has an army, and he's got these troopers these soldiers, and they have these helmets that look exactly like it. I mean, it's hilarious. It looks exactly like it. It's a really good movie. If you like cheesy fantasy stuff, this is good. I really wish they had done more. You know, it really would have been nice if these guys had done something on She-Ra, you know. But this guy that played, the actor that played He-Man, he was good for the thing. And there is a romantic love interest. A boyfriend and girlfriend eventually get back together, you know, through this whole thing. I recommend you buy it and check it out. You know, if you're a fan of She-Ra, He-Man, the animated classics, you might like this movie. So check it out. My other favorite, Avatar. Now, I don't have the special edition, collector's edition set. Tend to get that someday. The CGI on this was beautifully well done. The Pandora's fauna and megafauna, I mean, was mind-blowing, was so amazing. Even in 2D. Now, in 3D, I mean, gosh, it just blew you away. I went and saw this thing about 3 different times with my sister and her husband. And to this day, I still will put this in the TV and rewatch it. It is that good. I recommend, if you've seen it and you haven't bought it yet, buy it. Because I don't know how long this movie will be on the shelves, but I do know that a sequel is in the works. And it's supposed to have something to do with the underworld water. Now, my last favorite, which is Dragonheart 2. Stories were a little bit different, but they were both amazingly cool. Dragonheart 2 was a little bit more detailed toward children. You know, teenagers probably. But very, very amazing. I love both of them. Griffin is the evil dragon that, you know, his heart was taken and he was forced to live in human form, in a form he hated the most. You know, it made you kind of feel for him, and he tried to trick Drake into giving his heart to him. Now, there's been some controversy that Drake is actually the son of Draco and the old scarred dragon that Bowen killed. Now, Bowen, at the beginning of the second one, you know, he's already aged. He's at the point of, you know, he's going to pass on into the other realm. And he goes to Draco's cave one last time, you know, to pay his respects, and finds this egg there, and, you know, takes this egg and goes to the monastery where the monk that he was traveling with with Draco, takes it to that monastery and says, please keep this egg safe when it hatches because he's the last, you know, dragon. And so, of course, Joff decides he really wants to become a knight, befriends Drake and everything. And, you know, I mean, it goes on, and needless to say, good triumphs over evil. Drake actually shares his heart with Joff after Joff gets pierced with frozen parts of Griffin after Drake learns how to breathe ice, you know, to defeat Griffin. And very much a good learning experience. And Dragonheart 1 really made me cry at the end with Draco dying. Man, that sucker brought tears to my eyes. I wanted to cry so bad. I still do. Cry every time I watch Dragonheart 1 because it's so sad. The way Draco died, I mean, it was very honorable, but at the same time you hated it because it was the only way to kill King Iron, you know, the bad king. Dragonheart 3, very different. Dragons come back to a war-torn world, and this begins druids and, you know, dark druid and light druids are at battle with each other, or, you know, light or dark Celtics. I honestly, to me it looked like druid magic, but do not quote me on that because I haven't watched this in a while. And anyway, the Dragon Guardian, he gets cursed to become a shadow. But the longer this goes on, he's going to end up in being controlled by this guy that places cursed on him. And what he wants is he wants all the eggs. He wants all the dragons. Well, in order to save them, he shares his heart with this guy, this thief. But if there's greed in his heart, the curse activates. But if he starts believing in himself, and becomes honorable, the curse breaks. And towards the end of the movie, you see the curse finally break, and the dragon is restored to his health. And he helps Drago redeem himself, and his girlfriend, who was with the rebels, again, she gets hurt. And since Drago already shared his life force with the girl, he can't share his shared his life force with Garrus, and he can't share his life force with the girl. So they have one remaining egg left after all of that, and they decide to have the egg share its life force with the girl so that she can live, with him. And their heart was pure and everything, and it was a very amazing story. I really liked it. I hope that they continue with this trilogy and make another, because it would be awesome to see the dragons come back again, And so, very, very, I enjoyed it. I thought it was just great and amazing. Drago is very different from Draco, in looks and everything. Draco's more of a black, I would say more of a black dragon than the Draco was. But anyway, that is my other review for fantasy stuff. And yes, this is all going under my Godzilla movie reviews because I don't have a specific list for each movie. Now, I will have a specific playlist for series reviews, which will be coming sometime next month. So, keep a lookout for that stuff.